technology wise.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But I see it like this. When we look at the internet, if we take Algorand and position a blockchain as the internet, do you actually need to invest in Comcast to benefit from NVIDIA, right? Which built on top of all of this. Like, and so if Algorand's a base layer, you don't, like TravelX, I can go spend $20 and then run 1 million transactions. So there isn't much of an incentive right now to actually hold a whole bunch of algos. The incentive, I think, is to use the chain, but not hold. And that's two different things.
Agreed.
Yeah, like if you're farming, if you're farming stables or if you're farming something else, it's like you're probably earning some algo if you're in governance or whatever. You're earning it, and you can use that. But at the end of the day, I agree. I would say that you have to just look at from a standpoint of each token is an Algorand reflects the usage and the attention really that the chain is getting, and it's just not high. It's obviously falling. It's been falling, and until something actually does shift either greater in the space or just shift within Algorand's ecosystem to, try to capture some of that market share and that attention out there and hype, I think you're going to get much of the same. Like, when the market runs hot, Algorand will run, it won't run as hot, right? I remember back in March, like my portfolio literally had done the highest it had ever done before. I was all in on base, and literally at the height, I was literally like seeing people on Algorand say like, "Oh, here we go!" Like they're talking about like we're about to take off. I'm like y'all got to realize like Algo ain't taking off, like not like that anymore. But it's hard. It sucks too, because like we've been in this space, we've been in Algorand for over 2 years, and it kind of pains me to be that blunt about it. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm just being real. What do you?
My thing too, right? Remember we interviewed TravelX, was an amazing interview. But I'm like, if Algorand, listen, hear me now. If you can facilitate us investing into Hisape, TravelX and whatnot, and do some type of deal there, I think a lot of us are buying.
I think TravelX is a great idea, and there's obviously tons of potential. Just like there's certain things that have built on Algorand. I think Folks Finance is still a great one. Obviously, I'm not saying to invest in the Folks token. I don't, that's I haven't looked at tokenomics, but I assume they're shit. That's the thing. It's like there are companies maybe that will build on Algorand or Base or whatever, and those could be. Yeah, I even saw recently. My son's waking up, so I'm going to have to get off here soon. But I even saw. I think that there's a prediction market getting launched on Base soon. It's in the early stages, kind of like the Poly market thing that's taken kind of the world by storm with the ability to vote to bet on election markets and stuff. But it's going to be the ability to bet on like IPO markets. So like betting on, I guess, either if an IPO is successful or not, or when they're going to IPO, if they're not going to IPO and stuff like that. That could be something else that's kind of cool. Just from maybe it gets a lot of hype, generates, and maybe you could farm a token. I have no idea if they're going to, but those are the type of things that are building on a blockchain, not the blockchain itself, unless you're an Ethereum, you're a Bitcoin, you're a maybe Solana if you want to throw it in there, something that already has enough mind share that like people are speculating on that asset and it has the attention, has the hype. But you also have to realize when a bear market comes or when a black swan happens, something always gets sacrificed in this space. I'm still like, I know there's tons of Solana boys out there, but I still think Solana is going to be the one who falls prey to that. Just like we saw, what was it in the last one? It was Terra Luna. Like that whole collapse and everything that happened there. I don't know why Solana still just gives me those vibes.
Yeah. Well, going back to what you were saying, like the stuff that Algorand's doing, like that, to me, that's what a blockchain should be. It should be, it should be a thing that you actually use. And right now, I think the market is more set up for speculation, for making bets. It is sort of a gambling market to some degree. And, I've been studying like stock fundamentals and what really makes a stock, what kind of things you look for. And like, I thought, is there a way I can translate what I'm learning here to crypto? And frankly, no, because it's not really based on, on fundamentals at all. Sentiment and narrative seems to be the closest equivalent that I've found. And I think as the markets mature, I like to think so anyway, that one day when the markets mature, when people kind of wake up a little bit from this speculative bubble, that it will start, fundamentals will actually matter, and the things that are, project actually being used for real world assets and actually things are being built on it and people will actually want to use it will matter. And so cross your fingers, because right now that ain't how it is.